Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how I do my basic hijab, and I know I've already done this. It was before I got my good camera, so I'm kind of redoing it with the better quality camera. And also, so most of the time in my videos I'm wearing the hijab style that I showed in my everyday tutorial, but I changed things up and people often ask, what hijab are you wearing, how did you do it, and all these things. So I'm going to be showing you how you can make minor adjustments to that style to make it look different. These adjustments can be how far or how far back or how far forward you wear the scarf when you wrap it around. It could be if you're folding it under. It could be what kind of scarf you're using, if you're using a thick scarf or a thin scarf, or if you're using a wide scarf or a skinny scarf. All these things change how the final product will look. So basically 99% of the time I'm wearing that style even if it looks different. So this would be the go-to video to watch if you want to know how I wear my hijab most of the time. Okay, so first off I'm going to show you how to do the style really quick. Since I've already shown how to do the style, I'm not sure if everyone watched that video because people still do ask. So I'm going to show it how to do it with my favorite type of scarf, which is a thick, wide pashmina type of scarf. See, I got this from Forever 21. It's really, really, really long and really wide. You can see it's really wide and it's thick, and I like the volume that it adds. So you start at the end, and I got my undercap already on. You see, that's the end. Try to go as far over as you can, and pin it in the back like that. I'm using a no snag. Okay, and you just pin it at the nape of your neck. And sometimes this scarf I'm wearing right now is like really, really heavy, so I try to pin the underscarf with the scarf, so it kind of like keeps it more in place, so it doesn't like shift. Okay, so we have this piece, which I really just like leave back there hanging. I don't really do anything with that. And for a really simple, just like everyday type of thing, I just bring it around. And let's bring that up a little bit more. And then I just pin it. I just weave it a couple times, and then I take this piece right here, it's usually some type of like flap right there, and I bring that forward and then bring it down and then pin it so that all the layers are together. Ew, and don't pin your finger like I just did. I'm always poking myself. So yeah, this is like my basic. I have that other scarf underneath. This is the basic style that I wear every day, and it's really simple. And see, this is what it looks like if I'm wearing a thick scarf and a wide scarf. You can see I have this part. It's not that far back. It's like right there. Sometimes I like to pull them up, like when they're really wide. I like to pull the scarf forward more, and when you do that, when you pull it up, it kind of like frames your face more. So you can have this dangling there, and this piece like that. So if you notice, sometimes I'm wearing a scarf that looks like it's closer in on my face. Usually it is a wide scarf, and that is the reason it is forward, because it's wide so that your back is still covered. If you have a really skinny scarf and you pull it forward, the entire back of your neck is going to show, and I have many scarves like that, so I'm going to show you with the skinny scarf what I would do. But yeah, so bigger, thicker scarves, wider scarves, I like to pull forward, do like that, make my face look nice and long and skinny. It will, if you have a really wide face, this is definitely a style you want to try with your wider scarves, because say you have a really wide jawline right here, then you can just like pin it right here, and no one even like sees your jawline. No one, if you have really just a round, fuller face and you don't like it, you can definitely camouflage it with your hijab. So that is something to try with a wide scarf. So that's what I do when I wear a wider scarf. I pull it up forward so that I can frame my face, but sometimes I don't want to wear a scarf like that, so that is when I will whip out the thin, skinny scarves, which do have a very good purpose of their own. I like to wear them if it's warm outside or if I'm just not in the mood for a heavy scarf on my head. So I put it on the same way. Since this is a little bit shorter, I like to start even more farther on the end, to where this barely reaches the this side. So it's basically like pinning the corner of the scarf. And since this scarf is lighter weight, I don't usually pin them to the undercap in the back. So, I mean, you can if you want, but I just don't. And since this is a skinny scarf, I don't like to pull, if I pull it up like far like this, then my neck shows in the back. So that is why I usually pull them way back. I've noticed a lot of Malaysians, I don't think it's Indonesian, I think it's Malaysians, wear their scarf really far back, and they get this similar look where it looks like that. And the reason why, like I said, the reason why it's so far back is because this is a skinnier scarf, so these will be good for a lot if you have skinny scarves like that too. Because not all scarves are made the same, you probably know this. So I just pin it the same way. Grab this piece, pull it forward. And the reason why I grab this piece is because, as you can see, if you just pin it like this right here, then the entire part of your neck is like showing. So yeah, if you do this, it covers that side part. And sorry if I'm looking off to the side a lot. I'm using my camera as a mirror. And I just pin it like this, so it has a very different look than when I wore the thick scarf. See, it is farther back. So as you can see, sometimes my scarf looks different, and I get a lot of questions where I think when I showed my scarf tutorial, my everyday scarf tutorial, I was wearing like kind of like an intermediate scarf, which has the most variability, because when I wear a skinny scarf, I always wear it like this, and when I wear a thick scarf, I always wear it the way that I showed. So those two look very different, you know, because this is far back and that is far forward. That one frames more, this one shows more of the face shape. So they look completely different on, but it's the same exact style. Now I'm going to show you what I do with like an intermediate scarf, because that can be worn either way and it has a lot of variability. Okay, so this scarf, as you see me wear many times on my blog, I love this scarf. It's a nice leopard print. It is what you would call like an intermediate scarf. It's not really skinny, but it's not really wide, and it's not super thick, and it's not see-through. It's completely opaque, and it's a little bit thicker. It's just a very good intermediate scarf, because not all scarves fit the category really skinny and thin or really thick and wide. So this is what you would call an intermediate, and I'm going to show you the changes you can make with an intermediate scarf. There's a lot more flexibility that can be done. The first, especially with this scarf, you see how it looks kind of like, I don't know, it looks strange to me just wearing it like that. So a lot of times I fold it over, because since it is a little bit wider, you have more flexibility with what you do here. You have room to fold over that part. So I fold it over so it just looks a little bit better. And then I pin it. Okay, so there we go. It just folded over about like that much, so I didn't really waste that much scarf width. And now, this is where the variability comes in, where you can really play with the scarf and kind of decide on what you want to do with it. You can leave it flat like this and pull it forward so you get that look that you had with the thick scarf, or because it's not that thick, you can put it way back on your head and it won't slide back, because with the thick scarves, if you put them way far back like this, sometimes it will like pull back. The scarf will start to slide backwards. So since this is a middle weight, you can wear it way far back and get the look as you have with the thin scarf. And also, the variability is, since it is wide enough, it is wider than the skinny scarf, you can fold it over. And it has a much better look, as you can see. When they're both folded over, it has a nice look that's not so, I mean, it's not about flatness, it's just about like a finished edge kind of look. Because this scarf has a very unfinished edge to me. I don't know why I don't know. So you can fold it over, and you can pull it up forward. Again, you can pull it in back and get a completely different look, more of a Malaysian look, I guess you can say. Also, with these good intermediate scarves, I'm going to show you a good tip. I was combining the word trick and tip into on how to make folds into your scarf. So just like kind of temporarily pin the scarf down, and I do have the one fold there. And then I'm going to go about this part of my head and just wiggle Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And there you go. And pin through all the layers. And there you have this. Grab the pin. And so you have the two pieces. And now go under and pull that layer like you do on all the styles. And pin it. And see, now you have folds. This is the best scarf in my opinion. It's very flexible, the intermediate scarf, but the skinny scarves are necessary because sometimes it's really hot outside, or if you're layering scarves you don't want a thick scarf, and sometimes you really do need a thick scarf if you're wearing something with a low neck or, you know, wide shoulders. Anything with a really large neck, you're going to want a lot of coverage, so you want a wide scarf, or if it's cold out you'll want that. So these are just, each scarf has its own purpose, and you have to determine that on your outfit, the weather, what you feel like wearing, and all those things. But I hope this video helped you. Just a summary is that most of the time I'm wearing the same style. What varies is how far forward or back I wear the scarf, if I'm wearing folds, what kind of scarf I'm wearing. That really all changes how the final product will look on your head. But basically it's always the same style, unless I say so, but I'm pretty sure all my videos I'm usually just throwing the scarf on and wearing the same style that I always wear. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any more questions, just ask below, okay? Allah Hafiz, Assalamu alaikum.